If you're ready to create a dessert that's both creamy and caramelized, stay tuned as we guide you through every step of the delightful Basque cheesecake recipe. To start off, let's take a look at what you'll need. 675 grams of cream cheese, which are 3 whole standard blocks, 200 grams of sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour, 300 ml of heavy cream, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 4 eggs and a pinch of salt. Alright, now that we have our ingredients ready, let's dive into the process. Step 1 is to preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius to ensure that perfect caramelized top. Next, we're going to crack open our eggs into a bowl. This will ensure an easy pour and avoid getting any of the shells in. This cheesecake doesn't have a crust, so let's avoid anything crusty altogether. Now we want our cream cheese soft and at room temperature. It just makes for easier whisking. I have left this out at room temperature for about 4 hours. If you do forget to bring it out of the fridge, just microwave it for about 10-15 seconds till they are soft. I'm using my stand mixer for this, but if you don't have one, let that not discourage you. Use a whisk or a hand mixer for this and it should work absolutely fine, albeit with a little use of your arm strength. So first I'm going to pour all of my cheese into the bowl of the stand mixer and give it a whisk till it's all creamy and not into a block form anymore. Now that my cheese is all whisked up, you're going to need a spatula to scrape the edges of the bowl and get them all back in the center. Scrape the edges till you've lost patience and then add in our sugar all in at once. Along with a quarter teaspoon of kosher salt and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Turn the speed to medium and whisk this for about 4 minutes till the sugar is combined with the cheese. Now it's time to introduce our eggs. I'm going to add it one at a time, allowing each egg to be incorporated before adding the other. Oops, I accidentally dropped my last 2 eggs simultaneously. Nothing to worry about though, it's all fine. Just keep it on medium and whisk for another 2-3 minutes till the eggs and cheese are all blended together into a custard-like consistency. One scrape of the sides of the bowl again, you're gonna have to do this a couple of times throughout this process. Now for our flour. I'm gonna put it into a sieve. We want to avoid any lumps of flour in our cheesecake, which is a possibility when just dumping them in. So to avoid that, it goes through a sieve. Again, whisk on medium. We don't want this to become too fluffy by whisking on high. Once our flour has been incorporated, it's now time to cream this thing. Add in your cream slowly and gradually. Do not rush into it. We're just going to whisk till our cream is combined in and we're pretty much done here. And this is what our batter looks like. The baking dish of choice is a 9-inch spring foam cake pan. We ideally want this one as the cheesecake finishes cooking, we can just pop the sides out easily, therefore not causing any damage to the cake. Did I mention how delicate this is going to be? We're not going to be able to lift it out of the pan, therefore you want to lift the pan out. We don't want a cheesecake mess on our kitchen floor, now do we? Butter up your pan all around. This is just for a parchment paper to adhere to the pan. Place one layer of your parchment paper into the pan, ensuring it sticks to the bottom and the sides completely. We're going to place another layer of parchment paper on top and lightly fold it around the sides. Pour in your batter into the pan and use a fork or a spoon to smoothen it on top. Give it a few taps to avoid any bubbles forming inside it as it cooks. Now for safety purposes, I like to place it on a baking sheet before putting it into the oven. This now goes into my preheated oven on the middle rack for 45 minutes. And here we go. 45 minutes later, we have a cheesecake out of the oven. It has this gorgeous layer of caramelization on top, but you're not gonna have it now. A little patience, my friend. This needs to rest completely to room temperature before we dig in. However tempting it may look for you to just jump in right now. After about an hour and a half, it's time to now get the pan out from the sides and spread the parchment paper to reveal the entire cake. Gonna grab myself a slice real quick. And there you have it, the most decadent and moist cheesecake that is so soft and velvety in its textures. You're gonna thank me later. This was so visually appealing that my wife decided to jump in on the tasting part. This tasted so good. We had a little bit of a fork fight trying to get to it first and pretty much devoured this first slice in seconds. We later grabbed each of our own slices to satisfy our cravings though. Thank you for joining me on this scrumptious journey of creating the irresistible Basque cheesecake. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more delectable recipes. Thank you.